Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you clicked on this video, I can only assume you want to know more about Ruben Amorim and what it could mean for Manchester United. In this video, I'll cover just that. Everything you need to know about Ruben Amorim. To firstly set up, I will go through the team structure first of all, then any potential problems within that structure to do with some players, a lineup that he would use, and players that would thrive and underperform. If you do enjoy the video, don't forget to like and subscribe and follow me for more football videos over international breaks. Let's first touch upon the team structure, most notably the wingbacks, Nuno Santos and Geni. I'm going to focus on Nuno Santos as he was a key player for Sporting last season, scoring 4 goals and providing 10 assists in the 32 league games he played. In comparison to Manchester United, most primarily used fullback pairing, Dalot and Wan-Bissaka, who got 5 goals and 2 assists between them. Now this is completely down to Amorim's system when playing and defending and in possession. Amorim's system uses a back 5 when defending, but the wing-backs are the attacking players, which we'll touch upon later in the video more, who will provide width and create scoring opportunities, preferably being a left-footed left wing-back and a right-footed right wing-back, so they don't have to cut inside or cut back in order to make a cross. Similarly, Ten Hag wanted his fullbacks to play a similar role to this, but due to being in a back 4 with 2 centre-backs, the team struggled defensively because the centre-backs can't cover back for them. In comparison, this won't happen for Amorim because he has a triple centre-back pairing and Manuel Ugarte, of whom he has coached before, in front of them. With this better defensive cover, the fullbacks can focus on attacking without worrying about being caught off position. Mazraoui and Dalot, and even the Luke Shaw, who is injured, are all capable of playing us as wing-backs. There are more players, such as Garnacho or even potentially Ahmad, who could fit this role, but he does like his wing-backs who can still defend, so we'll touch on that later in the video. With his wing-backs operating close to the touchline, Amorim likes to use his wingers closer to the centre of the pitch rather than out wide. This allows them to link up with the strikers more easily. For example, Pedro Goncalves, who plays for Sporting, has been very successful in this role. In 187 appearances, he scored 81 goals and provided 56 assists. Amorim would most likely try to use Fernandes in a similar way at United. This could help Marcus Rashford, who also likes to cut inside from the left. By playing Fernandes on the right, he would have more opportunities to get into dangerous positions. Similarly, he could play out on the left, because he does very thrive off Trevellas, and this would allow Ahmad to make it into the side. Gyökeres benefits for Sporting, and Højlund hasn't benefited for United. The reason Gyökeres has benefited for Sporting is because they're wide players, being much closer to the centre of the pitch, essentially acting like number 10s. This allows them to combine with him more easily. Amorim hopes to do the same with Højlund at United by asking his wide players to play closer to the centre. He hopes to create more chances for Højlund to score. You can see this through the touches per 90 on this graphic provided by Sky Sports. 28.4 touches per 90 for Højlund and 44.6 for Gyökeres. You can see obviously a vast difference in the goals scored, albeit different minutes, less for Højlund, but Gyökeres has over double the touches in the box per 90 and over double shots per 90. I'm hoping that Amorim can sort out Højlund and get him to what Gyökeres has been doing in Portugal thus far. So, we've talked about the wingers in Amorim's setup playing more centrally, essentially acting as number 10s in behind the striker, better for Højlund, with Bruno Fernandes acting in as Goncalves and Ahmad acting in as Trincao. So that leaves a problem. What about the other 2 wingers, Garnacho and Rashford? In both the defences, Sporting play direct attacking style of football, with Amorim emphasising narrow forwards, which allow Rashford to play closer to goal in a direct attacking setup. This would be a much better fit than the wide defensive role he was assigned under Ten Hag, because 1, Rashford is not a defensive wide player, and 2, he's very good at taking on his man, as we've seen in the many years that he's been at United. For Garnacho, he has the potential to be a top player, whether it's directness, athleticism, or taking on his man or good in transition. He's got it all. If Amorim can manage his minutes and improve a few attributes, then the sky's the limit for Garnacho, whether he's playing as that left winger or a left wing back in slightly easier games. Not to go against Arsenal and play him in left wing back, as I've seen some people suggest. He is only 20 years old, so I don't know why people are expecting a finished article with him. You can still improve, he's still a raw talent, and you can still get a hell of a lot better. And now we have the moment you've all been waiting for. The potential lineup under Ruben Amorim, assuming everyone is at full fitness. In goal you have Andre Onana, accompanied in a back three of Martinez, De Ligt and Lenny Yoro. Shaw and Mazraoui make up the left and right wing backs, both of which will be creating width and heading high up the pitch, creating an overload. Ugarte, a familiar face for Amorim in that holding midfielder position, accompanied by Mainu as a box-to-box. Bruno and Ahmed being the winger, and winger cross 10, feeding balls into Højlund to hopefully thrive. There are some obviously strange topics that we do need to look at. First of which being Shaw, who has found himself on the sidelines quite a lot recently, only really playing the FA Cup final and at the Euros for England in the final, before being injured again. Him and Malacia have had their spells on the sidelines, and with a Bayern Munich left wing-back who suits the system well being out of contract in the summer, it could be time for Manchester United to move in January potentially to get him for a reduced price, or wait until the summer to get him for free. That's right, I'm talking about Alphonso Davies. Similarly, as I mentioned earlier, Garnacho can play in that left wing-back role in easier games, such as the Ipswich and Everton fixtures, use it as a trial, and not try and use him in bigger games yet as a left wing-back for obvious reasons, like Arsenal away and Man City away. Similarly, interchangeable player. Mount. Amorim has liked to play with immense intensity, leaving Mount set to potentially thrive under him a year after coming in, having been very unlucky with injuries. If he does stay fit, I do see a very promising future in this system for Mount. Not saying goals and assists are guaranteed, but I am saying you're going to have a potentially midfield workhorse with the tackle monster Ugarte and the pressing monster Mount. Similarly, instead of Mainu, Casemiro can be there. As we've seen in recent games, with his age, Casemiro has ventured forward, becoming actually more of an 8 now, or an 8 cross 6 rather than just a 6. I think for this to work, he just have to be in double pivot with Ugarte rather than just being him in front of the defence because of the age. Similarly, this is going to be a topic that most people are probably not going to like. Harry Maguire. Hear me out. I think he's good cover in case of injuries to have. We've seen in the back three setup in England squad, he has been exceptional over years. In a back two, in that with 2 centre backs and 2 full backs, Maguire hasn't thrived at United, but in England with a back three, he's done very well. And now the final part of the problem. Xerxes. I don't know what to make of him just yet. I'm not one to write off flops early, but it hasn't been promising yet. They've signed him because they needed a backup striker, and so far I haven't been convinced he was ever a striker. Is he a 9? Is he a 10? Apparently he's a 9.5. But Syria has had plenty to offer with United, with 3 of their squad being Young Player of the Year in Syria, Højlund, Xerxes and Ahmed. I'm not so sure where I see Xerxes in the squad, and I'm not sure if I see him at all, despite his £40 million move in the summer. I think the one place where he could thrive potentially is that number 10 role again. He's played well alongside Højlund this season, and it allows him to again suit Amorim's style of play, creating an overload and moving with the play, allowing it transition to be done effectively. I do really like this lineup, and after the haul in the summer of the centre-backs with De Ligt and Yoro, I do feel increasingly confident of a 3-4-3. I think that's how Amorim would start. Potentially, obviously, Shaw not going to be back yet. Probably Dallo there as a right wing-back and Mazraoui moving on to the left, because I think the problem with Dallo is Ten Hag used him as a left-back once. It worked in that one game. He got a goal and an assist. But he's just not a left wing-back. And he plays so much better out on the right. We can see Mazraoui has played on the left at Bayern. He's done well. So I think that's how I would line up. Thank you all for watching. As always, the FPL videos will be back soon. I want to do is to show you all what Ruben Amorim is all about and how Manchester United are going to dominate football forevermore. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and as always, I'll see you all next week.